So I wanted to walk y'all through what warm-up daily looks like. This is just about everything I do every day. So we start with some Donnie Thompson low back protocol stuff with the giant bands hanging from the, I can't remember what this thing's called on Spud's website. It might be the Donnie Thompson low back protocol strap. So you just get some thick bands. You can hang upside down, get a little traction in the low back. I just kind of move around. I have it under my arms and kind of squatting, kind of moving the hips, kind of unloads the body off the hips. And now you see here, alternating some legs and whatnot. Just to get the shoulders start moving. I don't have very much weight on here. A lot of people go with these big, heavy maces and stuff like that. Yours truly, I just work in both directions, both arms, one arm. Take some time learning how to do this before you take your knees out. I know this from experience. I've jacked myself in the knee. But basically just trying to get the shoulders moving. And it's not anything about a set weight, set number of reps, just kind of mix around. Since I had it in my hand, do some of these like thoracic rotations, I guess you could call them. I try to lock in the low back and the hips in like an RDL position. I'm just working rotation here, trying to disassociate the lumbar from the upper body. So moving to the ground-based stuff. This definitely is stuff I do every single day just about with the low back issues I've had. If you followed me long enough, you know I'll mention bad low back, tweaking low back, this, that, and the other. Just some gentle rocks with the feet on the ground, then pick them up in the air, and then I'll go to some straight leg stuff. If I'm feeling good, I add, this is more and more rotation here, more like load by having the legs straighter. And then I'll rotate from one side, just kind of rotating here, holding, and you see like kind of pushing on my hips where I try to feel it. Sometimes I do this with a foam roller under my head, holding my arm down. I'll have to post that in a different video. But all rotation-based stuff. And then here's some hip internal rotations. Just spread my feet out and rocking, just getting the movement. A lot of people sit up and do the 90-90 rotations. I don't have that mobility, so this is how I do this one. So this is all like, I don't really set and rep with any of this. I just kind of rotate through it as I feel. Like you see here, this is basically a little bit longer of the rotations. So kind of you can pause this video as you go through and watch it, and pause it and try to do some of the movements and then switch to a different one as I go through. Here's the McGill crunch. So you put your hands in your under your low back to keep the arch. You alternate legs, and all you do is raise up your shoulder blades off the ground. It's not a hard crunch. It's just trying to get ab activation going. So part of the McGill Big 3, I'm a huge fan, so make sure you look that one up as a separate video. Not for me, but that's just YouTube, McGill Big 3. Great stuff for low back. And once again, with a lot of this stuff, I just go off of feel and how I'm feeling. I don't have a set rep scheme. Some days it's more stuff, some days it's less. How do I feel warmed up? What feels tight? What feels loose? Moving into a dead bug. So this is a little bit opposite of the McGill crunch, where you keep your low back arch. This one I'm kind of slightly pushing my low back into the ground, trying to feel a disassociation, or trying to keep that core solid while I have movement in the arm and leg. I go to a figure 4 here. Some people go piriformis stretch. I'll pull that knee towards my chest, as well as just here. I'm just kind of rocking. I'll feel this kind of in my glute, and you see, so I'll rock, feel it through the low back and glute, and then you'll see me kind of push the knee back and forth, wobble it. I'll also do these where I pull it to my chest and feel it stretch down my glute. Some open books here, working on thoracic rotation. I don't do many, just a little bit, just to kind of see, hey, how's it feeling? Getting a gauge of what's going on, because just doing a lot of these is not going to drastically improve my thoracic rotation. Here I come back to, and I kind of do circles with this piriformis stretch here. This is the classic piriformis stretch. I kind of just am moving my hips, trying to rotate my hip a little bit, trying to see where things feel tight and whatnot. Now, I guess it's windy out today. I'm recording this outside. I can see it picking up the wind, so apologize. Some basic hamstring stretching. So sit up, spread the legs, basic hamstring stretching. Nothing too drastic, especially pre-workout. I just like to see if I can feel like the joint move, and just as an assessment, hey, what's feeling what? And this is all sped up, so it's only about, that was maybe less than 10 seconds. It's nothing drastic here. Some 90-90, and if you notice, I'm constantly moving. This is not just a sit and hold. It's trying to feel where things are tight. So that's one thing that I'm a big fan of, is not just, hey, let me go hold static stretches, but it's let me find where I maybe feel today, and then I'll address that maybe afterwards. I might do a little bit more static stretching in a certain area if that area feels bad, just to get me moving better. So there's some debate, obviously static stretching, reducing power output and force output. So I don't want to do a ton of that strength training, but it might, hey, if my hips feel that tight that day, I might spend a little bit more time with warm-up sets on squats. Here I'm doing some cat-cows. I like to cat up like this and then rock my butt back towards my heels. I feel a good stretch in my lower back when I do that, as well as just some of this is what a child's pose. If you notice, I don't hold it. I'm just kind of reaching around. It's always an assessment with a lot of this stuff. Here I sit back on my ankles, feet flat, just seeing, and here I'm sitting on my toes, just assessing ankles, how they feel, what's my dorsiflexion and plantar flexion like. Then I go into a bird dog. Bird dog. I love these. I don't feel like I'm getting a lot out of them, but after I do them, I notice that my core feels better. Like I literally can tell that I feel like more activated. I feel like my low back doesn't give me as much pain. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me because there's not a lot going on. But making sure you're braced, not a lot of movement other than the arm and the leg. Here, you can see how poor my flexibility is in my calves and hamstrings. Yes, this is something I've kind of tried to make a priority. I did really good in January. I've done really terrible in February with some mobility work. So this might be my, hey, wake up call, Justin, get back to it. So a little bit more thoracic rotation stuff. Like I said, it's not enough to make a difference. So it is an assessment, just kind of feeling my ankles there. And then I do some wrist stuff. Once again, if I have cleans or snatches, I may hold these a lot longer if I'm doing cleans. Move up to some hip flexor stuff. And I know this is a lot. This typically takes me 15, 20 minutes before a workout, but I'm almost 35 and I've been doing this as Highland Games stuff for 14 years. This is the stuff, and I'm beat up, stuff I still try to make sure I'm doing even when I don't feel beat up. This keeps me from getting more beat up and trying to stay in the game as best I can. So it's not just a static holding the hip flexor, but notice constant movement. Rotate out, kind of feel the groin a little bit. I've been dealing with a groin pull for over a month now. Probably keep training is the reason why it's not getting any better, but we're going to keep doing the things I need to with some rehab stuff, trying to get it back. So obviously with anything, make sure you're working both sides. And I don't know how long I've got left in this video. I can't remember what else I did on this day for you, but I hope you guys enjoyed something like this. This is kind of a little bit longer, slower video walkthrough of my warm-up, and hope you guys take something from this and use it yourself. Very easy to kind of pause this video, do the stretch, watch a little bit more, do the next couple stretches and whatnot. And I was obviously talking to somebody while I was doing this. Don't remember who or what. It's been a little bit. But obviously you can see, spend more time here with the right knee down. Obviously I'm going to say that hip was feeling a little tighter than the other today. And obviously I'm talking about my groin right there. It's that left-sided groin. I don't know if it's been like a compensation thing. So that was it for the stretches. So now let's get into some of the warm-up. If you guys have followed me since last summer of 2023, I started doing this plyo program I found online. And yeah, I still keep some of that stuff in here. So a lot of kind of sprint type warm-up bounces. This was from, it was Plyo Plus program. Some different skip type stuff. Basically, and then I add a little bit of extra stuff. It's basically your general athletic warm-up with a little bit more jump-oriented focus. But so I have kind of lateral hops, different types of skips, A skip, B skip, ski skip, single leg plyos. Here I do some Cossack squats. Just trying to, once again, if you saw lunges and like hamstring Frankenstein walks and Cossack squats, all different stuff, just movement to get the hips warmed up. I really like the little 2-leg, just pogo hop. Here's doing some single leg, like easy bounds. So I have like different levels of bounds, like easy, medium, and hard. Some little skips, same thing with skips. You can have like easy skips, moderate skips, and hard skips, like just different ways to warm up. Here's like a B skip, trying to get your body moving, trying to hit different movements, being athletic. I think that's one thing is like if you spend 15, 20 minutes warming up, spend another 10, 15 minutes doing athletic stuff. Like, let's not be just stationary. If you are, no matter what type of athlete you are, even if you're a stationary powerlifter, I don't think it would hurt. Do a little bit of jumping, very easy jumping, bouncing, right? Easy sprinting, easy jog, I don't want to have a hard sprint, but maybe a little bit of bounds, force into the ground, single leg hops, be an athlete, be an all-around athlete. I don't think it'll hurt you, especially longevity. after powerlifting's done. And I think this is going to be about it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this sped up video of warm up and jump stuff and whatnot. We're going to keep fun stuff like this coming.